Hello everyone, I am Aishidatta from Ixpoe. The topic which we are going to study today is photosynthesis. This is part 1. Photosynthesis, the process by which green plants and certain other organisms transform light energy into chemical energy. During photosynthesis in green plants, light energy is captured and used to convert water, carbon dioxide, and minerals into oxygen and energy rich organic compounds. It would be impossible to overestimate the importance of photosynthesis in the maintenance of life on Earth. The photosynthesis ceased, there would soon be little food or other organic matter on Earth. Most organisms would disappear, and in the time, Earth's atmosphere would become nearly devoid of gaseous oxygen. The only organism able to exist under such conditions would be the chemosynthetic bacteria, which can utilize the chemical energy of certain inorganic compounds and thus are not dependent on the conversion of light energy. Energy produced by photosynthesis, carried out by plants millions of years ago, is responsible for the fossil fuels, that is, coal, oil, and gas, that power industrial society. In past ages, green plants and small organisms that fed on plants increased than that they were consumed, and their remains were deposited in earth crust by sedimentation and other geological processes. The protected from oxidation, this organic matter were slowly converted to fossil fuels. These fuels not only provide much of the energy used in factories, homes, and transportation, but also serve as the raw materials for plastic and other synthetic products. Unfortunately, modern civilization is using up in a few centuries that excess of photosynthetic products accumulated over millions of years. Consequently, the carbon dioxide that has been removed from the air to make carbohydrates in photosynthesis over millions of years is being returned at an incredibly rapid rate. The carbon dioxide concentration in Earth's atmosphere is rising the fastest it ever has in the Earth's history, and this phenomenon is expected to have major implications on Earth's climate. What is the basic formula of photosynthesis? The process of photosynthesis is commonly written as C6CO2 plus 6H2O gives to 66H12O6 plus 6O2. This means that the reactants 6 carbon dioxide molecules and 6 water molecules are converted by light energy captured by chlorophyll, implied by the arrow, into a sugar molecule and 6 oxygen molecules of the products. The sugar is used by the organism and the oxygen is released as a byproduct. In chemical terms, photosynthesis is a light energy energized oxidation reduction process. Oxidation refers to the removal of electrons from a molecule. Reduction refers to the gain of electrons by a molecule. In plant photosynthesis, the energy of light is used to drive the oxidation of water, producing oxygen gas, hydrogen ions, and electrons. Most of the removed electrons and hydrogen ion ultimately are transferred to carbon dioxide, which is reduced to organic products. Other electrons and hydrogen ions are used to reduce nitrate and sulfate to amino and sulfhydryl groups in amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein. In most green cells, carbohydrates, especially starch and the sugar sucrose, are major direct organic products of photosynthesis. The overall reaction in which carbohydrates represented by the general formula CH2 are formed during the plant photosynthesis can be indicated by the following equation. CO2 plus 2H2O in the presence of light and green plants gives rise to CH2O plus O2 plus H2O. This equation is merely a summary statement, for the process of photosynthesis actually involves numerous reactions catalyzed by enzymes, organic catalysts. These reactions occur in two stages. The light stage consisting of photochemicals, that is light capturing reaction, and the dark stage comprising of chemical reactions controlled by enzyme. During the first stage, the energy of light is absorbed and used to drive a series of electron transfer resulting in the synthesis of ATP and electron donor reduced nicotine adenine dinucleotide phosphate NADPH. During the dark stage, the ATP and NADPH formed in light capturing reaction are used to reduce carbon dioxide to organic compounds. This assimilation of inorganic carbon into organic compound is called carbon fixation. During the 20th century, comparison between photosynthetic process in green plants and in certain photosynthetic sulfur bacteria provide important information about the photosynthetic mechanism. Sulfur bacteria used hydrogen sulfide H2S as a source of hydrogen atoms and produced sulfur instead of oxygen during photosynthesis. The overall reaction is CO2 plus 2H2S in the presence of light and sulfur bacteria gives rise to CH2O plus S2 plus H2O. In the 1930s, Dutch biologist Cornelis van Niel recognized that the utilization of carbon dioxide to form organic compounds was similar in the two types of photosynthetic organisms, suggesting that differences exist in the light dependent stage and in nature of the compounds used as a source of hydrogen atoms. He proposed that the hydrogen was transferred from hydrogen sulfide in bacteria or water in green plants to an unknown acceptor called A, which was reduced to H2A. During the dark reaction, which are similar in both bacteria and green plants, the reduced acceptor H2A reacted with carbon dioxide CO2 to form carbohydrate CH2O and to oxidize the unknown acceptor A. This putative reaction can be represented as CO2 plus 2H2A in presence of light gives rise to CH2O plus 2A plus H2O. Van Niel's proposal was important because the popular but incorrect theory had been that oxygen was removed from carbon dioxide rather than hydrogen from the water releasing oxygen, and that carbon then combined with water to form carbohydrate rather than hydrogen from water combining with CO2 to form CH2O. By 1940, chemists were using heavy isotopes to follow the reaction of photosynthesis. Water marked with isotopes of oxygen 18O was used in early experiments. Plants that photosynthesized in the presence of water containing H2 18O produce oxygen that containing 18O. Those that photosynthesized in the presence of normal water produce normal oxygen gas. These results provided definitive support for Van Niel's theory that oxygen gas produced during photosynthesis is derived from water. As has been stated, carbohydrates are the most important direct organic products of photosynthesis in the majority of green plants. The information of a simple carbohydrate glucose is indicated by a chemical equation. 6 carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of light and green plants give rise to C6H12O6, which is glucose, plus 6 molecules of oxygen plus 6 molecules of water. Little free glucose is produced in plants. Instead, glucose unites are linked to form starch or are joined with fructose and other sugar to form sucrose. Not only carbohydrates, as was once thought, but also amino acids, proteins, lipids, or fats, pigments, and other organic compounds of green tissues are synthesized during photosynthesis. Mineral supplies the element, for example, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, required to form these compounds. Chemical bonds are broken between oxygen and carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and sulfur, and new bonds are formed in products that include gaseous oxygen and inorganic compounds. More energy is required to break the bonds between oxygen and other elements, example in water, nitrate, and sulfate. Then is released when new bonds form in the products. This difference in bond energy accounts for a large part of the light energy stored as chemical energy in the organic products formed during photosynthesis. Additional energy is stored in making complex molecules from simple ones. Thank you so much. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And hit the bell icon to get notification whenever we post a new videos. Thank you.